From the fine-tuned universe to the observer, it could not have existed without. The universe is calibrated for your existence. Not metaphorically, physically. The fundamental constants of nature, the numbers that determine how matter and energy behave at every scale, are set to values that permit the existence of complex matter, chemistry, and ultimately observers. Slightly different values, and none of this exists. The fine structure constant, approximately 1/137th. This ratio determines the strength of electromagnetic interaction. Significantly larger, electrons captured by nuclei before atoms form. Significantly smaller, atoms don't hold together. Either way, no chemistry, no biology, no observers. The cosmological constant, the energy density of empty space, extraordinarily small, approximately 10 to the minus 120 times what quantum field theory predicts it should be. If it were as large as the theory predicts, the universe would have expanded so rapidly after the Big Bang that no structure could ever have formed. No galaxies, no stars, no observers. The mass of the proton relative to the electron, the ratio of gravitational to electromagnetic force, the number of spatial dimensions, the initial entropy of the universe, each set within the range of physically possible values to the value at which observers become possible. The universe is not accidentally capable of producing observers. It is calibrated for them. The standard scientific response, the anthropic principle. We observe observer-permitting values because only an observer-permitting universe can be observed. If the constants were different, there would be no observer to note it. The observation selects the observer-compatible universe. This is logically correct. It has an implication that is often not followed to its conclusion. For the selection to work, there must be a large ensemble of universes, a multiverse with varying constants, from which ours is selected. If there is only one universe, the selection argument fails. The observation of fine-tuning becomes an extraordinary coincidence with no explanation. The anthropic principle, taken seriously, requires a multiverse. The multiverse is not an observation, it is a theoretical requirement, an entity invoked to make the selection argument work. We are using the observer to explain the universe. The observer remains unexplained. Except the multiverse in the selection argument, logically clean, requires an unobservable ensemble, does not explain what observers are or why the selection works, moves the mystery. Invoke a designer who set the constants deliberately, logically possible, untestable, trades one mystery for a larger one. What designed the designer? Also requires an observer, now at cosmological scale, also unexplained. Accept the coincidence as brute fact. The universe is extraordinarily well calibrated for observers, and this is an extraordinarily improbable fact with no explanation. Just, this is what is. 3 exits, 3 sealed doors. Each one leaves the observer unexplained. In one frame, the constants, the fine structure constant, the cosmological constant, the ratios and masses and charges, all set to observer-permitting values. The extraordinary precision of the calibration, a universe that has produced eyes capable of reading its own laws. In the other frame, the observer, the calibration was for, the consciousness that reads the laws, that measures the constants, that understands fine-tuning, that knows it would not exist if the numbers were different. The observer is not a product of the fine-tuned universe. The observer is what the fine-tuned universe is appearing in. Not the observer who appeared after 13 billion years of evolution. The awareness that is the ground of observation, prior to the particular observer, prior to the biological eye, prior to the neural architecture of perception. A painting depicted a viewer standing in front of a painting, looking at it. The viewer in the painting said, "This painting produced me. Without it, I would not exist." True. Therefore, I am a product of the painting. The painting is fundamental. I am secondary. A philosopher standing in the real gallery looked at this for a long time. "The painting produced the painted viewer," he said finally. "But you, standing here looking at the painting did not produce you. You are what the painting is being seen by. You were here before you looked at it. The universe produced observers. But the awareness in which the universe appears was not produced by the universe. What was it produced by?" "Nothing," he said. "It was not produced. It is." Aitareya Upanishad. In the beginning, consciousness alone existed. Consciousness looked around and found nothing but itself. Consciousness created the world in order to have something to know. The world is the absolute's self-knowing, the cosmos as the activity of awareness becoming aware of itself. The fine-tuning of the constants for observers is not a coincidence or a design choice. It is the necessary structure of a universe that exists in order to be known. The observer is not an afterthought. The observer is the reason. Not the individual observer, the awareness itself, expressing itself through the particular instruments of observation that fine-tuned constants make possible. The universe is calibrated for observers because the universe is what the absolute looks like when it looks at itself. The constants are set precisely because the absolute has no interest in a universe it cannot know. The observer is not inside the universe. The universe is inside the observer.